There's a lot of reasons why a business plan matters, but on a day-to-day basis, it really just matters because it shows you what to do. We have redefined, edited, revised, added to our business plan multiple times a year for the past 10 years. Now it's like an entire system, but it all started on a napkin. You want to have a plan that feels exciting, challenging, but feels doable. We have had a record number of women increase their income exponentially. I'm talking about from homeless to six figures in less than a year. If you are dreaming of starting or growing your life coaching business in 2025, you need more than a vision. You need a legit plan. So today I am going to walk you through how to create a strong business plan that sets you up for success and has you hitting all of those income goals you know you want and deserve. So if we haven't met yet, my name is Liv Chapman. I'm the co-founder and CEO of IGC Coaching School. And if you can't tell by my little elf on the shelf back there, it's December. And don't worry, if you have not yet planned for 2025, it is not too late. It's actually never too late. And the very first thing before we get into going over every single thing you need to write a really excellent business plan, I want to remind you that a business plan is a working document. It is something that is not a one and done. It's not a one-night stand. It's an ongoing relationship, okay? You are going to be using your business plan on a regular basis, updating it likely on a regular basis, and ultimately actually looking at it. Ding, ding, ding. I don't know how many times I've heard people say, well, I wrote one a while ago, but they have no idea what it was. Listen. You need a plan. I know that people say, just start, just start. I am people. I say, just start. But if you have the time, take the time to create a plan. The thing is, people often quit before they hit those 6-figure, 7-figure goals because they haven't actually set their business up like a 6 or 7-figure earning business. How do you do that? That's exactly what we are going to get into today. The very first thing you need to do is go to innerglowcircle.com/plan. Get your complete business plan template. This is going to set you up for success. You need to pause me and go get that now. You can completely fill it out on the computer, type right into it, print it out, whatever you need to do. What we're not doing is not doing it. So why does a business plan matter? This is your roadmap to success. This is the thing that when you're sitting down in front of your computer and you're like, I don't have what I want in my business. What am I going to do? You're going to go to the plan and you're going to see where the focus needs to be. You're going to look back at the goals that you set, the intention, the vision, the mission of the company, and you're going to get back into alignment with it. This is going to happen again and again. Do not beat yourself up. Do not take yourself out of the game. Just go back to the roadmap. It's going to give you clarity and it's going to give you direction. And if you don't like the direction it's taking you in, guess what, business owner? You change it, you edit it, you revise it. You don't quit, okay? I want to emphasize too that there is an importance here to having some structure. There is a lot of research that shows that proper planning prevents piss poor performance, okay? So you have to have something that gives you a plan. Like any other company, like any other job you've probably had. You're not just going in like a free-for-all every day. There's some type of structure. And guess what else that is going to bring you? It's going to bring you the confidence that you need, and it's going to give you a level of professionalism that maybe you don't have if you've just been kind of going with the flow. Also, I love one of the things that really made me say, you know what? I'm just going to write a really proper business plan. I'm going to keep it updated. I'm going to keep it going, is the idea that I may actually want to have higher level people involved in my company someday. I may want big brand partnerships. I may want collaborations and brand deals, and who knows? But how am I going to present them with something if I don't have something, if I don't actually know where we're going? And how am I going to know who I want to partner with if I don't actually know what kind of company I'm running, what I stand for, and, having all in one place what our products are and what the goal of the company is. So there's a lot of reasons why a business plan matters, but on a day-to-day basis, it really just matters because it shows you what to do. It doesn't have you making Canva graphics for 4 hours a day, okay? It gives you the big picture and it helps you break it down. So that's what I also want to get into. What sections are we breaking down our plan into? If you grabbed the template, innerglowcircle.com/plan, you can see that there's 6 core areas. This is also what we teach in IGC Coaching School and our 6-figure certified curriculum system. There are 6 main pillars of your business. That includes the foundations, which is the vision and the mission and, why your company exists in the first place. Then you have a section on products and services. This is where you describe your offerings, the pricing structure, what makes it unique in the coaching space or whichever service-based industry space that you are providing services or products in. We also talk about the marketing, the ideal client, how you actually stand out in the marketplace. There's a little section around operations and team and who else is involved. I know when it comes to our coaching businesses, we often feel like we fall into that solopreneur category. But if we're aiming bigger, we probably have the goal to offload some of the tasks of the business. And this is where we really, really get clear on that. We really actually drill into where do I add the most value and where could I bring someone else in who's actually better than me at that thing. Okay, so we're going to look at operations, and we're also, of course, going to look at financial planning. So sales goals, income forecasting, all of that really, really, really with the goal of setting realistic-ish, I tend to go big or go home, but your version of realistic financial benchmarks for 3 months out, 6 months out, 12 months out, or you can look at 1 year, 3 year, 5 years. That's absolutely up to you. I genuinely believe that when you are first starting, it is a really, really good idea to go in smaller chunks and to look at the next 90 days, the next 6 months, the next year first. Remember, when you are starting a business, at first it's like a baby. It just requires a lot more support. And think about a 3-month-old baby. That is going to need a lot more physical attention, a lot just attention in general than a 13-year-old. So I want you to don't hesitate to really drill down into those smaller milestones at first so that you can have supreme clarity into where you're going. The first year of business is really key. So if you're watching this and you're thinking of starting a business, this is great. This is a great first step. If you're a few years in and you're not where you want to be, it's never too late to go back. Like I have said, we have in business over 10 years, we have redefined, rewritten, edited, revised, added to our business plan multiple times a year for the past 10 years. Our business plan now consists in multiple different folders inside of, there's SOPs, it's so elaborate. It's like an entire system, but it all started, actually, let me run it back. It all started on a napkin. If you've ever flown Southwest Airlines, you know that they did too. And for what it's worth, they're doing all right. So no matter where you start, it's never too late to upgrade. Okay. And that's a life thing, not just a business thing. I want to go into also, so you're going to be filling this out. You're going to be looking at the vision and mission. If you have this template in front of you, it is very well explained. And once you've downloaded it too, there's also a special little training that comes with it that even drills into these sections more to show you how to fill them in, to give you more examples, to work through some of the questions that you may have. But there's a few things that you definitely want to avoid if you're starting your business plan. One thing I want you to avoid, broken record, do not skip out on really defining your niche and what makes you unique in the marketplace. Quiet that noise that says I'm leaving people out or the market for this little niche thing is too small. Going niched down, especially at first, to really, really have supreme clarity on the problem that your business services solve is key. So it's not too early. You can always revise this later. You can do more market research and drill it down even more or tweak it or pivot a little bit, but do not skip that part. Remember, unlike being in a job where you work for someone else and your actions and your goals are defined by something else or someone else, in your own business, you are leading the ship. You're the captain. You're in charge. You get to go back and refine, replace, edit these things anytime. but don't skip doing them all together because you're afraid that they're going to change in the future. Okay? Be sure to start with clarity. That's where everything begins. Once you've established yourself and you have the business operating and you're, growing your revenue, then we shift, we pivot, we expand, we revise. But you got to get something going. The next thing, don't overcomplicate the plan so much that it leaves you frozen and inactionable. You want to have a plan that feels exciting, that feels challenging, but feels doable. Meaning, I know the actions that I need to take on a monthly, weekly, daily basis in order to create these results. Here's the thing. If you don't know, this is where you need to fill the gap. Fill the gap with an employee or a team member. Fill the gap with a training or a coach or a course, something. But if there is something that is a gap in your business that's preventing you from taking action to reach the end result that you desire, you fill the gap. You put on your CEO hat and you think, how can I create the money to be able to fix this problem or create the time, right? If you want to learn something yourself that's been an issue in your company, cool. Typically as entrepreneurs, we're spending two things, either time or money. Pick your poison or pick your solution. All right. And the last thing I want you to avoid is ignoring the financial planning. So many people are afraid to set revenue goals because they're afraid either consciously or subconsciously that they're not going to hit them. Well, I don't know if it makes you feel any better, but my revenue goals are so far beyond what I have seen with the human eye in my business bank account as possible. But if we're not aiming for big, what are we aiming for? I would rather aim for really potentially unrealistic and get close than aim really low and miss it. Not everyone's cup of tea, but do not be afraid to declare the financials. Usually, entrepreneurs or coaches are only afraid of the financial planning piece because they don't know how to sell. There are cures to all of these breakdowns in business though, okay? Or they don't know how to market, right? Don't avoid either of those. Act like the CEO or the business owner that you are and figure out how to fill those gaps. Now, if you're a coach who's just not sure, you've been trying and spinning your wheels for a while, we do offer free business strategy calls at IGC. You can go to innerglowcircle.com/strategy, where our team of 6-figure plus earning coaches will go through a complete business assessment of all 6 of these pillars with you and help you fill the gaps or guide you in the direction of what course you can take, what training, who you can work with. They're also going to give you, no matter where your gap is, some type of free resource. Don't miss that. If you are sitting here like knowing that you're going to fall into this trap of not completing the marketing section or not completing the sales section, those are the most commonly avoided ones. Just book the call. Remember, 2025, new year, new you, new business plan perhaps, okay? And I want to tell you also that we have had a record number of women go through our courses, go through our training programs, and increase their income exponentially. I'm talking about people going from homeless to 6 figures in less than a year. What they didn't do was nothing. What they didn't do was sit back and hope that things magically change. What they did do was get support and community, and they had a plan. We do need, yes, we can pray, we can manifest, but there has to be action involved with those things. And I know you don't know what you don't know. So I hope now you know at least how to get started on your business plan, and you have the resources because I've given them to you to start for free. So no excuses. Go time block it on your calendar. My forever trick when it comes to blocking things off on your calendar is go find all of the spots on your calendar right now where you wish you had a paid coaching client. That's where you're going to fill in your business plan. That's where you're going to make that commitment to yourself. Start 2025 off the right way, powerful, strong, well-planned, and I can guarantee you're going to have a way different year next year than this one. See you next time.